So someone has asked if I do a multi-way one this time for the CGWC GTO analysis series. So let's do this. I find a great one. asianflushie 3 makes a standard 3-bet. LLinusLL0ve, I think a pretty standard call. Can probably 4-bet. I think asianflushie for the sizing that he chooses here does have a high frequency c-bet. Linus probably has a pure call with this specific combo with the backdoor flush draw like that. And I do think asianflushie has a high frequency check here. LLinusLL0ve high frequency bet can probably check like he does here. And then I really like the bet that asianflushie makes here, sort of smallish, something that he can do with queens, and you know, allowing Linus to to shove, which he of course shoot with the straight there. And let's take a look. Okay, for this one I had to dive into the research solutions here, where I had to choose like a smaller 3-bet. Anyway, found this solution, solve post-flop with AI. Just filled out the stack sizes here, create solution. Fill out the flop. Alright, so I did have this sort of, I need to set the bet sizes here, the 66%, that's not going to be likely. I have to, or I can do that here actually. I can just change the bet sizes here also. I don't know, for Linus I'm gonna assume a 31% bet size. I'm not sure, but I guess that seems reasonable here. Maybe it's more polarizing or something, but I think this is fine. And I'll do that for riggedeck as well. Okay, so both Linus and riggedeck shouldn't really bet a lot, and that's because asianflushie really has the range advantage here and is pretty much range betting indeed for this sizing. Now the raise size is very small and big here for the solver. Like we can change this, but I don't know, if we change this to a smaller raise size, it's probably still not raising, or at least not much. It seems like Linus has some sort of, yeah, it does have, it's not, Linus isn't really raising here. So we can even, let's just assume he's not raising, even just remove the raise options. And well, let's just go with this. Linus calls and riggedeck folds 4 of hearts. Let's see, right now I think for both sort of big betting strategy does make sense. I think that asianflushie often, from seeing him play, chooses the 75% option, while Linus often goes with 72%. And we can indeed see that the pocket kings is pure checking this. Let's actually go to EV, and yeah, it's a pretty pure check for asianflushie here. Sort of blocking a lot of the continues and locking the board. I mean, he wants to let Linus hit his bottom set, like with the 8s or something like that. So he does check the pocket kings. They are really locking the board and blocking a lot of the calls. Now let's check out Linus. And Linus checks more than I thought he would. Interestingly, checks 60% with this straight. And now I think it would be interesting to check out different bet sizes for Flushie. He went with 18 BB. And let's also go with a 75% sizing and an all-in sizing. I think this may be his sizing scheme here. And let's see what the solver does with the pocket kings. Indeed, really likes the small sizing. Can check, can bet bigger, but the small sizing is really nice. Like I said, it can still be done with the pocket queens here. And yeah, the rest is pretty easy. LLinusLL0ve. Wow, okay. I was gonna say obviously shove, so you heard me there, huh? But wow. This is something I did not expect against this 18 BB sizing. Wow. Just wow. Did you expect that? I didn't expect that. Especially all the straights are shoving except for Linus combo, so And Linus also didn't expect that, because he did make the shove, obviously. So I'm a little bit speechless, I gotta say. Because I'm seeing... Not even sure if this is correct. I mean, the AI is probably pretty solid on GTO Wizard, but... Linus shoves a bunch of the ace kings. And... I guess the ace king is blocking the pocket kings, which is a very large part of Asian's range here. Queens isn't calling. Ace king, I guess, you know, is blocking the pocket kings and is getting value from these lower kings. That's why it's actually value shoving. Whereas the ace 5 of clubs specifically is unblocking these pocket kings and is getting himself into trouble. And now we can only also see why ace 5 of clubs is the one calling and not shoving. It's because of it's blocking you know, this call down with the ace king. So wow, this is something that I wouldn't have expected, that I wouldn't have done in game, and apparently Linus also not, because he did make this shove. But this is a pretty, I think this is a pretty cool video, because this is a pretty surprising conclusion, I think, for all of us. If you expected this, then you're probably a genius. Yeah. I don't know what else to say, but the logic seems clear in hindsight, right? When you look at the combos, but to figure this out in game seems pretty hard. But that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching.